Best disaster prevention services in Houston, Texas. As the premier disaster prevention service provider in Houston, we are available 24/7 to address your needs. Contact us now and our team of water damage restoration specialists will be dispatched to your location promptly. The act of reducing the risk of natural or human-made disasters or minimizing their impact is known as disaster prevention. This involves identifying potential hazards and risks, developing emergency plans and procedures, and taking measures to reduce vulnerabilities and safeguard lives and property. Public education, building codes and zoning regulations, infrastructure improvements, early warning systems, and emergency response training are all examples of activities that may be involved in disaster prevention. The ultimate aim of disaster prevention is to minimize the impact of disasters and ensure the safety and well-being of communities. Disaster prevention services focus on identifying and mitigating potential risks and hazards that may lead to natural or human-made disasters. The need for disaster prevention services is dependent on various factors, including location, type of business or property, and the likelihood of a disaster occurring. It's best to have a professional assessment conducted to determine the risk level and whether disaster prevention services are necessary. Disaster prevention services are recommended for those who reside in areas prone to natural disasters such as hurricanes, earthquakes, or wildfires, or those who own businesses or properties with valuable assets that require protection. Given Houston, Texas's susceptibility to natural disasters such as hurricanes, flooding, and storms, disaster prevention measures are common. Disaster prevention services usually entail a thorough evaluation of a property's vulnerabilities to natural or human-made disasters, such as floods, hurricanes, fires, and earthquakes. Based on the assessment, experts provide recommendations on how to reduce or eliminate these vulnerabilities, including structural modifications, emergency planning, and equipment installation. Customers should expect a customized disaster prevention plan that addresses their specific needs and concerns, as well as ongoing support and consultation to ensure their property remains prepared for potential disasters. Preventing disasters is the main focus of disaster prevention services, and as such, they are typically not covered by insurance. While some insurance policies may offer coverage for certain preventive measures such as installing flood prevention equipment, it is important to consult with your insurance provider to determine what is covered by your policy. It is advisable to contact a disaster prevention expert as soon as possible if you want to prevent disasters like floods or fires that can result in significant damage. These experts can assess your property to identify potential hazards such as faulty electrical wiring, structural weaknesses, or plumbing issues, which can cause disasters. They can then recommend ways to mitigate these risks and prevent disasters from occurring. Being proactive in disaster prevention is always better than being reactive. The primary objective of disaster prevention is to prevent or reduce the impact of natural disasters, accidents, and other catastrophic events. A proactive approach is the best way to tackle disaster prevention issues, which involves identifying and assessing potential risks, implementing preventive measures, and conducting regular training and drills to ensure preparedness and response efficiency. The cost of disaster prevention services may vary based on several factors such as the size of the property, the type of disaster being prevented, and the particular prevention measures required.